Here is a do-it-yourself camera setup for your recording session. Setting up a video recording space is a natural process. I'll give you some basic guidelines to keep it simple, and I'll invite you to use your own artistic sensibility. First, I'll show you how to handle what happens behind the camera so you can keep your focus in front of the camera. Let's begin with the equipment setup. In this case, we're using just one camera, so I will place the camera on a tripod directly between the two people who will be on camera. Each of the people speaking should be the same distance from the lens to make sure they're both in focus. There is only one focal point in a do-it-yourself setup, because I'm assuming you won't have a camera operator available to adjust the lens. As a reminder, this is how you focus the lens for an interview. Zoom in as far as possible on the speaker's eyes. Capture your focal point. Then zoom back out to your desired composition. A common composition for a two-person interview looks like this. Here, I am bearing in mind the rule of thirds, situating the camera so the two people speaking are centered on the lines between thirds of the screen. I usually like to keep the camera level, so the background lines are straight. Sometimes though, I tilt the camera because I notice some people look best when I record from a higher angle. Tilting means raising the tripod and shifting the camera downward. Just use your best judgment. When it comes to lighting, I always try to make use of sunlight, of course. Turn the control dial here to adjust the lens aperture, which is also called the iris. This determines how much light is allowed through the lens. Sometimes it can be helpful to put the camera in auto mode just for reference. In auto mode, you can compare how the camera self-adjusts to the lighting and color temperature. Manual mode allows you to specify your preferences. These lights are color adjustable, so because we're using the sunlight, I usually adjust the camera's color temperature to 5600 Kelvin. That's the white setting on these lights. Lights usually go at a 45-degree angle in order to reach the face and cast shadows downward. This height looks about right. Audio recorders should be placed between the speakers, but not too close to the camera because the camera itself makes some noise. You might notice that these audio recording devices have a crossing pair of microphones, so they record left and right channels that can later be isolated and enhanced if necessary. Test the microphones by checking the loudest likely volume of your speech, and then adjust the recording volume to tell the device how much sound you want to record. Choose a safe recording level. I recommend using a windscreen even indoors, because sometimes fans and other air can affect the audio recordings. We know that poor audio is the first sign of an amateur, so take good care to monitor your audio. Whenever I film an interview, I always wear headphones the entire time so I can keep close attention on the audio recording. Now that we've covered the lights, camera, and audio, the action is entirely up to you. Whenever I am capturing the action, I like to keep these pieces of equipment on hand. A lens cleaning cloth, an extra battery fully charged, an extra memory card, and a coin just in case I have to adjust the tripod plate. Remember to capture some photos, and also remember to capture your B-roll footage. These are the details that give your video a mark of authenticity that people can relate with. Wishing you a happy filming day. You are gonna do great.